G'day folks, here's my entry into the Metal Miners 1000 subscriber competition. G'day folks, welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing a contest entry for Metal Miners. It's an excellent YouTube channel from Florida. I think it's Anthony, who's the father, who I think is probably similar vintage to me, and his son Cody. Both metalheads obviously, and yeah, they post a lot of collection updates, and you know, I think Anthony the father has similar taste to me, probably because we're both old geezers. Cody doesn't seem to have been posting as much of late. I think he's like based in Spain now, so maybe that's a slight problem. But yeah, they're from Florida, love their death metal and black metal and all sorts of fun things. So yeah, it's an excellent little channel. I try to always catch up on their stuff. So, but yeah, they got a competition going they just got to 1,000 subs. So good work. It's a good feeling, believe me. And yeah, their competition is ABC 1, 2, 3. So 6 questions. A is show your favorite album or albums. B is show your favorite band. C is your favorite cover artist. 1 is one suggestion for content for their channel. 2 is 2 bands you'd like to see release new material in 2024. And the third one is 3 of your favourites from last year. So, yeah, let's get into it. Alright, first question is show your favourite album. And this is a tricky one, so I've gone with a couple because it's not that simple. My favourite death metal album, without doubt, Autopsy Metal Funeral. I've rambled about this before in my Peaceful video and any other chance I get. Greatest death metal album there is. Horrible sludgy sound, cavernous drums, crazed vocals, riffs galore. Just perfect album. Can't go wrong. If you don't know this one, bloody get it. Other than that, one of my other favourites, and a bit different than the usual, is Beastie Boys, Paul's Boutique. Yeah, not a metal band obviously. This is the hip hop band. Yeah, this is their second album. It's quite a change from their first album, which was Licensed Steel, which was, you know, just frat boy, pretty simple, old school. This is just a roller coaster ride of a million different samples. They really got their vocals on song and just perfectly intertwined. It's an amazing album. I mean, a lot of this is because of the Dust Brothers. I'm always curious as to who are the producers. I'm always curious as to how much they bought versus the Beastie Boys bought, or they worked together, or if the Beasties just laid lyrics over the already constructed songs. But amazing bloody album, this one. Yeah, do yourself a favour, check it out. But the other elephant in the room, and I mean, I could do a top 20 bloody albums really, and you know, Disembowelment isn't in this, Alchemist isn't in this. There's plenty more, but the one that there's no escape of, and unfortunately I can't pick between Hell Awaits and Rain in Blood. I have days where Rain in Blood's better. It's a bit more intense, faster, nastier, but then I put Hell Awaits on and it's pretty much a precursor of death metal. It's just nasty album, and I mean, it's got At Dawn They Sleep, one of my all-time favourite songs of theirs. Hell Awaits, Necrophilia, yeah. And this is actually, I think, the first Slayer I heard. I remember my old mate from primary school, Phil Collins with a G, but he is a drummer. Yeah, he played me this at my dad's place, and he was all worried that I think it's Kill Again's about killing a preacher's only son or something. So he was worried that my dad would be offended, but wasn't a problem. But believe me, it bloody sold me. And then, I mean, Rain in Blood, I bought this from Utopia Records a long time ago. Listened to it at my grand's place, thankfully on headphones, so I don't think she would have really appreciated it while we're sitting around cooking dinner or whatever. So, yeah, can't go wrong. So, I really can't pick between those two. So, but anyway, that's my top 4 albums. Alright, the second one is your favourite band. I think you can probably guess where this is going. Hey, back to the good old Slayer. I mean, I'd probably listen to Autopsy a bit more these days, to tell the truth, but Slayer, all-time greats. It doesn't get any more metal. They're the origins of a lot of different parts of extreme metal, for sure. Way heavier than any of the other big four of thrash or anything other than, Creator and give them a run for their money with Pleasure to Kill. But other than that, they're just untouchable. I am that guy yelling Slayer. I haven't carved their logo into my arm, and I probably won't. But if I was ever going to get around to getting a tattoo, I would be pretty tempted by the pentagram proper Slayer logo. So who knows? We'll see. But yeah, definitely my favourite band. If anyone asks, that's the first thing that jumps to my mind. It's the same with the classic. How do you define metal? Slayer. That's it. Alright, C is show your favourite cover artists. So I'm showing 3 out of this because I'm a big fan of cover art, and there's plenty. There's plenty that miss out on this, but these are 3 that have big impact on me, I reckon. So first up, Dan Swano. I think this Carnage album is probably my favourite of his. He's got some classics, Altars of Madness, Dismember, Entombed. There's a squillion, but for some reason this one just speaks to me a lot. I'll put a picture up. I do have several of his prints, framed without the pesky band logos, which is kind of cool. But this one, there's just something about it. I find it amusing that he also did this Lawnmower Death one, which is a nice cover art. It's hardly one of his peaks, but Bloke's still going. There's the Faceless Burial album that he did recently. This Suffocation one's, actually it's probably 20 years old by now, but at any rate, this is one of his newer ones that I quite like. But another one that I actually really like is Morbid Angel Gateways. I've got to get this on record because I think the record has this full picture. I'll put the picture up on the screen because it looks better than my crappy CD one. But yeah, it's just stylish, and Bloke's still going. He's doing what are they called, Memoriam album covers as well. So yeah, he's spitting them out. But yeah, just great style. I'll put some other fine examples of his work because kicks ass. Up next is a guy called Kent Matthew. He's from California, I think. He did, and I don't actually own these, which is a bit embarrassing. He did the Slaughter in the Vatican cover by Exhorder, which is iconic, but it's not the greatest work. He did By Inheritance by Artillery. That's pretty bloody killer, and I think the first 2 Forbidden albums as well, which pretty nice. For me, he's more well known for doing this first Autopsy version. This is the band cover. I do actually prefer the redone version, but this one's pretty iconic. But what he's in this list for really is Acts of the Unspeakable. I probably shouldn't hold this up too high because it's a bit rude, but yeah, this is his sort of what's his name, Hieronymus Bosch sort of style. I'll put a picture of it up on the screen so you can revel in the glory. But yeah, it's Hieronymus Bosch, just crazy landscape. You can see various things like spinal extractions and battery acid enema, and some of their various charming songs. This has some of their worst lyrics, I'd say. So he's taken the lyrics and just made it into a horrible hellscape, and it's just glorious. I've got a couple of t-shirts based on it, and there's more that I missed back in the day that I'm kicking myself that I didn't, other little details of it that are on t-shirts that are just, so gross but so beautiful. So yeah, Kent gets in for that. He did some other nice work which I'll put pics up, but yeah, for Acts of the Unspeakable, nice work, mate. And the third of my favourite cover artists is a guy called Ola Larsson. He's from Finland, I believe. One of his early works that I've got is this Necrony album, Pathological Performances, old Swedish grind band. And yeah, you get the full version there. I'll put it up on the screen because it's pretty bloody cool artwork. But he changed quite a bit over the years, and now he's producing some pretty damn fine work. This is a Funebarum split with Undergang, I think. Yep, which he's got that sort of big, grand, epic sort of feel, much like that guy whose name I can never remember that did the Bellwitch sort of stuff. It has a similar gigantic feel. This Temple of Void album he did the cover art to recently, which is friggin' spiffy as hell. But for me, what he's best known for is Disma. He's done a batch of their stuff, including this their first album, Towards the Megalith. Jesus, friggin' three-way gatefold. I'll put the picture up. I don't know if I've got a picture of the inside bit that's kind of spiffy as well, but it's like just this crazy epic sort of, you know, Lovecraftian cult going to the megalith to no doubt sacrifice someone to the elder gods. I don't know, it's this huge epic sort of trail. I do actually have a picture of the poster that came with that record version up on my wall. I've got a picture disc of it as well, but he also did like their various splits. This is their split with Convulse that he did, the Manifestation EP, they're split with Winterwolf, I believe. So yeah, they're obviously good mates with Tisba. So yeah, he's just epic, really massive sort of stuff. I love it. It's especially this one. I mean, I love this bloody album as well. It's a friggin' killer album, but the artwork just really makes it. Actually, it has I wonder about this, because on the edge of it, it has this sort of snowy thing. It kind of reminds me of the Autopsy, what's it called? Retribution for the Dead, 12-inch. Maybe there was a bit of inspiration there. I wouldn't be surprised, but yeah, great artist. I was just editing this and I realised, crap, I forgot to answer question number 1. So 1 out of the 1, 2, 3 is a suggestion for metal miners for their future content. My suggestion is an origin story. I always like to know how people got into heavy metal. I'd say Cody's is probably based on his dad listening to a whole lot of it, but so I'm interested in Anthony's journey. I think he's a couple of years older than me, so I'd say it probably started in the late 70s, early 80s, but yeah, let us know. I'm always keen for those. Next is 2 bands that you hope release new material in 2024. So originally I was going to put Funabarum in this, but then they announced they put a new album out in 2024, so they don't count anymore. So first up is Dead Congregation. This is a Greek death metal band, friggin' intense stuff. This is their last full-length album, which came out 10 years ago, 2014. They did put an EP out in 2016, but still, that's 8 bloody years ago, so get on it, boys. So yeah, I'd be very keen for that, and that's a reasonable likelihood, I'd say, but one that's probably not a very good likelihood is Thorns. This is a very long-running black metal band. This is Snorri from, who was in like Mayhem for a while, and for my money, I reckon almost kind of created Norwegian black metal. the very old Thorns demos and Stigma Diabolicum or whatever the hell they're called, those very early demos are pretty influential, I reckon. So this is their last proper release. I think they put out like a couple of splits or something or other. But yeah, this is like 22 years old or something or other. There's always one of those things where it's like mentioned, oh yeah, I'm pretty sure he's working on new material. There was an interview that I only got like partway through because it was like an hour or 2 long that I keep meaning to go back to and watch. It was on YouTube somewhere, and I'm pretty sure he mentions doing new stuff. So my hopes are always up for more, because this year, I mean, their demos are pretty legendary, but I mean, honestly, they don't have drums half the time, or you can barely hear them. So the full releases that they put after he got out of prison, because he was busted along with Varg for stabbing old mate Euronymous. He didn't do the stabbing, but I think he was an accessory. But anyway, once he got out, he did this album plus the split with Emperor, and that stuff is very, very good music, I reckon. This album, it's just, it's like weird kind of industrial black metal, but some of his, especially I think it's Airy Descent, it's not on this, it's like an old song that they redid on the Emperor split. Oof, that is just, chills, good chills, that song, bloody hell. So I'm really hoping one day we'll get some more. My hopes are still there. They're never quite off, but yeah, one day, who knows. And lastly, there's 3 of your favourite releases from 2023. So I've already done a video on my top 20 albums of 2023, so I've decided to pick stuff that isn't on that. So first up we have Geld with their, what's it called? Currency Castration, I believe. Yes. This is a Melbourne sort of hardcore, punky kind of band, but heavy as bloody hell. I only got this towards the end, even though it came out earlier in the year, but I finally got around to getting it on a relapse sale, I think. And yeah, it's just heavy, nasty, intense, kind of, I wouldn't say metallic hardcore. It's kind of like your Converge level of heaviness kind of thing, but yeah, very good. Just energetic as hell. I'm very keen to see these guys live and seeing they're Australian. There's a reasonable chance. Who knows? Secondly is Bax with the Vermis Mysterious. This is a German black metal band. I really should have listened to this more often last year, because probably should have crept into the top 20, but yeah, they're kind of slower. It's not like Hyperblast, crazy, insane, fast black metal. It's kind of slower, a bit riffier, nasty sort of vocals, and yeah, can't go wrong with that. And thirdly, all the way from Costa Rica, was Astriferous with, oh god, what's it called? Pulsations from the Black Orb. This is just pretty straight death metal, slightly death doomy, I suppose, in parts. Killer cover art. And yeah, blokes standing around looking pretty tough. Although, yeah, there's some good milk crates, I'll give them that. But yeah, it's just excellent death metal, really good sound. Probably should have been in the top 20 as well. I think this one just missed out. But yeah, just killer death metal, we can't go wrong with that. So that was my contest entry for Metal Miners, 1,000 subscribers. So again, congratulations lads, good work. You deserve 1,000 subs and more. So it's the Easter long weekend this weekend, so I might try and squeeze another video or two in. I've got a few in the works, but yeah, hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers.